So today we have Vikki Ziegler, and she's a celebrity divorce attorney, and you have had your own show. You've got your own cosmetics line. You have just so much going on, Vikki. Like, how do you handle it all?
Well, thank you. So nice to be with you, Sarah. I like being busy, and I think that as a female, you can be a role model for, your children and your friends and all the people around you to be able to kind of get up in the morning, have an agenda, and just do what you love. And I'm very blessed to be able to do that.
As like a woman that is, working for yourself and wearing all of these different hats to take care of all these businesses, what kind of career advice do you have for people that are looking up to you?
Well, number one, don't let anybody tell you can't do anything. I think if you have a passion and a drive for something, you have to go for it no matter what. So that would be my number one. And number two, just work hard. I think you should always go and get a really great mentor. Try to work with the best in any field that you're going after so that you can learn everything around any business that you're interested in from the ground up. And that will give you the momentum and work experience to kind of flourish on your own and really do whatever you want to do in your specific career.
I love that. And watching like Untying the Knot and seeing you on there, you have like this confidence about you that I think is really important for people to be successful. Do you have any like tips for people that are, there's always people that are reaching out to the site asking whenever I talk to people, they want to know like, how can I follow my dreams too? Because you hear no a lot, but then you just keep going for it, and then you're in a role where you have to have confidence and believe in yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. I think that takes time and experience, life experience, relationships. Not everybody's raised in this perfect Beaver Cleaver family that gives, children this inner confidence. So I think I can only speak for myself. It's something that I didn't always have. I've learned a lot about myself through trials and tribulations, and I think making mistakes is very humbling. And I think reading a lot about how to build confidence, how other people do it, is always an important characteristic to see what they've done. And then really, to me, it's positivity. It's
right.
Infusing yourself with affirmations and to me, anything that relays a positive message. I think looking at the world, the glass half empty versus half full, makes a big difference in the stride of people's lives and their careers. So just keep kind of pounding the pavement, learning about yourself, correcting your wrongs, admitting faults, and being vulnerable. And I think that gives people that self-confidence that just builds inherently for them to be able to succeed.
And so you have a job as a divorce attorney, right? That's kind of like your main thing. So how did you even get involved in that? Were you attorney first, decided divorce was your forte, or how did that work?
Great question. And at age 11, my parents sat me down and told me that they were getting divorced. And that was probably the single, very single worst thing that ever happened to me at that time. And I went through the process with them. Unfortunately, it was a pretty bad situation. They were fighting for custody over me. I was an only child. And I helped broker a settlement, a mediation deal between them where they shared custody of me. And ever since that moment, I just knew that I was going to be a divorce attorney, helping children, helping people. It didn't, Sarah, it's funny, it didn't quite turn out the way I thought it would be. I helped people save money and emotional issues more than children, but certainly it's been a lifelong calling. So something that was terrible at the time turned out to be one of my biggest pride and joys and successes is being a divorce attorney. So I feel like that's one of the examples, as we were talking about before, turning a negative into a positive.
Right. So going off of that, I mean, then you went on to kind of have you did, not kind of, you had your own show on Bravo, Untying the Knot. So how did that come about? Was that something you had thought of, or you just were in the right spot at the right time?
No. I was a wannabe model that never made it. So when I was little, I always thought, let me get really tall and I'll be a model, and it just didn't work out the way I guess I planned it to. So I went to law school. I always wanted to be an attorney, a divorce attorney, but I thought the other one would be more fun. And I met somebody at a party about 15 years ago, and he worked at a news network and said, "You need to be on TV." And I was like, get out of here. Leave me alone. And he's like, no, here's my card. And Bill O'Reilly needed a guest. Britney Spears shaved her head and went wild. And they brought me on, and I got the TV bug. And then it just, TV came calling, and it just kind of happened organically.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's just like when it's meant to be, right?
You know what? I think so. I think you have to be at the right place at the right time, and then you kind of figure out something that you're interested in that perhaps you wouldn't have been. And then again, I tried to hone my skill. I did about 1,500 shows, and then I was on the Kardashians, and then I started getting calls from LA. So it took a long time, but it definitely started to, the domino effect with TV happened, and then I was lucky enough to have 2 seasons on Bravo, which I felt very grateful for.
That's incredible. And like on the show on Bravo, you are very invested, like in your couples that you're helping. Is that just kind of how you are in real life when you're doing these divorce attorney things?
Beyond, yes. I'm invested. I mean, today I had a client consult. I started crying. And I never cry with clients, but this particular woman just was going through such a difficult time, and so were her children. I connected with her, and I think you have to be on an emotional level with people and really have to be sympathetic. So, yeah, anyone that knows me knows the TV show was who I was. No one told me what to say. I helped kind of propel the dialogue. And, yeah, that's how I am in my regular day life, everyday life. It's all about helping people and trying to do the best for them as much as you can.
And it looks like from the show, I can only imagine in real life, because I feel like the people on the show must be willing to really put themselves out there. But there was some like crazy things people were fighting over. How do you handle that? And like maybe if you want to share like some of the craziest things, I think I saw them fighting over a pig on one of your episodes.
Yes, you're right. I love the fact that you saw the show.
Yeah.
I mean, animals are a huge point of contention. Any type of animal, snakes, hamsters, pigs, dogs, cats. So, and that's always sad because people love their animals like their children. So, you're always trying to broker time for both parties with respect to animals and things. People, my first season, they were fighting over a Buddha statue, and one of them they bought from Thailand. So, bottle of olive oil from Italy because it has a memory. People fight over the craziest things, and I think that you have to figure out first, why are they fighting over it, and do they really want the asset, or is it just because they don't want the other person to have it?
Right. And then, I would imagine, going through all of this, you probably have tips for people on how to avoid getting divorced.
But my first question with anyone that I meet is there any chance of reconciliation? So is there a chance you can stay married? And then if there is, my consultation turns to how you're going to try to rehabilitate your marriage. So I'm a big believer in that. And I also always talk to people about prenuptial agreements before they get married, and talk about kind of what goes wrong in marriages so that they can keep their marriage on a healthy track. So I think I'm a little more unique as a divorce attorney because I feel like there's so many broad strokes that people need to know about before they walk down the aisle. And we're human first, right? Career second. So always trying to help people, give them those suggestions to stay married.
So what are your feelings? I know in one of your episodes too, I think someone came with a hall pass, right? Or said that they were okay with that.
Yes, Toya, right. Yep.
Yeah.
She was married to, actually she had a child with Lil Wayne.
Yes, that's the one. That's the episode. And I'm like, what? Is this the thing? Is that kind of stuff more common?
You know what? It's funny. I think the more, that's a no-go for me personally. No, I don't believe in that. I don't think you should get married if you believe in that because, I believe in monogamy, and I know a lot of people that don't, and that's their protocol, and if they want to do that, that's great for them. I think people unfortunately get married for the wrong reasons, and then they want to step out of the marriage, and some people will accept that if they think they can stay in the marriage. So I guess it really depends on where people are in their relationship and how secure they are. and whether how open they are about their sexuality. That's really the question.
Right. And so you actually have a website, Divorce Dating, for people that are basically living after the divorce life. And can you tell me a little more about
going
that?
After.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. I would love it. Divorce Dating is an app that I created it really started with the clients that said, oh, where am I going to go? All these apps out there, don't really care that you're divorced. You're just checking a box. So I figured let's create a unique place for people that have been affected by divorce to meet like-minded individuals who may have children, understand parenting, on alternate weekends, and understand what they've been through. Because if you're divorced, you're not single necessarily, you're divorced. And that gives you a new category. And I think people really like the fact that they can open up to others that have been affected by a similar experience. And we've created all of these different features and hoping to build out and brand and just be all over the country, very soon. So that's really our goal with this app. It's a very important part of me.
Is it a dating? Can people that are divorced go on the app, find other people that are divorced to start dating, or is it more just like a support system?
Oh, no, it's a dating app. So it's really for people to find love again or companionship. And it's free now, and it just adds to their dating arsenal. So if you're on all these other, websites or apps, you can just download this one for free as well. And you just see a different type of person looking for a connection.
I love that. I feel like you're not just a divorce attorney. I feel like you're like a matchmaker in some sort of way.
I like it. It's funny, Sarah. You're very in tune. I love matching people. I like seeing people happy, and because I'm a divorce attorney, most of my career I see people unhappy, and it's not really who I am. So if there's some hope or spark or light that I can shed on somebody, it kind of gives me that pep in my step that I get excited. So for me, it's a part of the process of trying to help people after they've gone through a difficult time.
Right, and I'm sure there are going to be people obviously listening right now to you. They are tuning in because they want to hear about tips. They've probably gone through a divorce and they're trying to deal with life after that. Being someone that sees the couple all the way through, do you kind of see your couples after the divorce has happened and where they're at, and are you there to help them, or do you just have general tips for people that are dealing with that?
Yeah, I think everyone's different. I think I see a general overview of what happens when people get divorced. And, during the process, it gets worse before it gets better, and then it gets better. And then I think after divorce, people, they need to forgive themselves. I think people take it so personally and seriously, and it is a very hard thing to go through. But they just need to give themselves permission to just be okay with what happened, not beat themselves up. And I think then give them permission when they're ready, because everyone's different, to start looking for love again or even companionship, and have fun with it, and don't feel so stigmatized that you got divorced and it's kind of like the worst thing in the world and you need to be on another island, It's just not so. So I feel like that those are some of the commonalities with people, and then start finding hobbies and doing things and traveling, and kind of, I always say it's a rebirth, or it's kind of your next chapter to do whatever you didn't get to do the first time around.
Oh, I like that, yeah. And then going off of kind of with that, but on the other side, people that are getting married as a divorce attorney, what is it that you see that they fight over the most that causes the divorce?
Money, 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 money. I think that money causes the most problems and challenges, and quite frankly, I don't think it has to, because I think if people got financially their skeletons out of the closet when they first started their journey of engagement and really talked about those crucial components, their credit scores, where do they want to live, can they afford certain things, what would happen if somebody lost their job, and really dig deep into what are their investment, temperatures, are they spenders, are they savers. And then I think when these issues arise down the road, when they're married, they'd be more equipped to deal with them instead of just not talking about these important financial issues, putting them under the rug, and then when things blow up, they don't know how to handle them.
Do you feel like prenups are something people should do, or do you think that's kind of ending a marriage before it starts?
I don't think I've ever told anyone not to do a prenup, quite frankly. So I'm a huge proponent of them. I think it also gives the couple the ability to talk about all of their financial issues beforehand and figure out what they want to do during their marriage with the finances. And people don't understand that prenups can be absolved, they can be torn up, you can put things in joint name. So it's not, this catch-all document that you can never change ever again. It's something that you discuss, you put in writing, and then if you, God forbid, get divorced, you at least have something to fall back on, and you don't have to spend a lot of money in legal fees. So I believe in them. I think they're a smart tool for anybody.
So before we start talking, I also want to talk about your company, Lavish. But before we get there, is there any chance we'll be seeing you back on another show like Untying the Knot, or is there anything like that in the works?
I hope so. I really hope so. I probably will be back on the Housewives of New Jersey. I did a little stint. Yeah, I was on with Siggy and then probably with Teresa, not this season, but next. So always have amazing opportunities. I feel so lucky. And, hopefully there's a lot of opportunity out there. It's just, for me right now, it's finding the time, because when you're filming, it takes up a great deal of your time. And I just want to make sure if I commit to something that I'm going to be able to do that and still work at my law firm and be able to do all the other endeavors that I do. So hopefully, yes, to answer your question.
And working as, you're not just a divorce attorney. You're also, obviously you have everything going on, but you will work with celebrities as well. So it's the stress of that come on? Is there a lot more to it because they want to keep their lives private or things like that you have to deal with that stress as well?
Yeah, there's another layer of the celebrity athlete world getting divorced because the media is watching, right? As you mentioned and alluded to. So it's hard to kind of figure out if both parties don't want to keep their divorce out of the media. You have to fight to try to do that. So it's always a catch-22 when you're representing somebody that's a public figure. So yeah, and I believe in privacy and I believe in keeping things behind closed doors, and you just always try to do that. So yeah, there's a lot of pressure. And listen, the more money somebody has, it gets more complicated. However, I love structuring deals and trying to be creative for people and settling their case so that they're comfortable knowing what they're getting and moving on with their life in a fast, expedited track. So I love helping all types of clients, but certainly the celebrity ones I enjoy a lot as well because I understand how the media works. So you have to be very careful in your relationship with them.
Well, I want to hear about Lavish because you are I'm amazed. I love hearing about women that are just empowered in business. So you've got the traditional job going on. You've got the TV show. You've got all these appearances. And then you've even launched your own cosmetics line or perfume and body fragrance.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yes, thank you. Yes, it's called Lavish by Vikki Ziegler. We have a day and night fragrance. It's for your hair to make sure you're smelling good if you're going to the gym or you're trying to keep your blowout extended. It just gives you that nice shine, and I love the smell, obviously. And you can also put it all over your body if you're going to the beach or, after you've worked out or you went to the spa, you can also put it all over your body so you're still smelling good. So I created this product because I didn't see anything else on the market like it, and I'm one of these, I need to start, create, and finish, and that's what I did. And you know what, so many people are loving it. We're in salons, where I sell it online, of course, on my website, VikkiZiegler.com, and we're working to get into some big retailers, and I love the celebrity endorsements because I don't pay anyone to talk about it. I just send people product, and if they like it, they post about it. So I've been so lucky. And, yeah, hopefully really growing the business and then really branching out into different products because I just love the beauty space.
And I like how you're so involved with this. Did you come up with the scent and, go through the whole process? Because you seem like one of those people that doesn't just slap your name on something. It's something that's, passionate about you or for you. You're passionate about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I went to the lab. I was smelling the robot with all the fragrances. We had 25, and I loved so many of them. I picked from the bottle to which bottle, the spray can. I mean, I went, it was in Korea. I was dealing with, the factory there, and then we got it, filled here. So yes, from soup to nuts, every detail, which is a little exhausting. But I think the only way to really do something right is to have your hands in the whole process.
I can only imagine. I mean, where did you come up with the idea for the fragrance, in the first, the lavish product itself? I know you said there wasn't anything on the market. Was it one of those stories like, I'm working out at the gym and I kind of smell. What can I use?
Oh, yeah. Well, I always want to smell good, and I'm always on the go. So I feel like sometimes, after your shower and then like midday, I'm like, oh God, I need to spray something. I always want to smell fresh. So I was at the hair salon with one of my good friends who I divorced, and he does my hair. And I said, you know what? I just want to create this fragrance and this product. What do you think? Have you seen it? Because, you sell a lot of products. And he's like, I've never seen a product like this. And I said, all right, I'm going to develop it. Do you want to help me? And he said, yep. And that's how it happened.
I love that. Well, thank you so much, Vikki. You have been a pleasure to talk to. I feel like people that are interested in starting little projects of their own, or, anyone going through divorce can get so much help from you. Is there somewhere, the best way for people to contact you that might have questions or need your assistance?
Yeah, just, VikkiZiegler.com. It's with 2 Ks, Vikki. You can or Google me. Any of my websites have my emails, my contact information. My name is on Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. So anyone that wants any advice, I love to hear from people that are creating brands, starting up, have great ideas. I'm a huge believer and proponent of empowering women and men as well. So anyone that has any questions, comments, ideas about any of that, or marriage or divorce, feel free. Just, reach out to me, and I'd love to help. And it was a pleasure chatting with you. You have great questions. And if you need anything, you please let me know.
Amazing. Hopefully I won't have a divorce in my future, but I guess we'll see. It's great to know that there's someone out there that cares. So I think that's what's been so wonderful about talking with you. You care about your brand, you care about your couples you're working with. It's good to know that people are still really truly invested in caring what they're doing. So thank you for that.
My pleasure. I'll never stop.
I love it. Well, Vikki, we will definitely be following along with you. And like you said, everyone can check out your website, VikkiZiegler.com, and they can find you on social media. So thank you so much, Vikki.
Have a great day, Sarah.
You too. Bye. Okay, well, the recording, I can cut it here, but I just wanted to say